Hi, are you guys there? I'm inside because it's hot as Hades outside. Let me say hi to everybody, see if you're there. Hi. All right, so I'll give you guys a couple seconds to catch up if you're not there. Where are you? Oh, I'm online. Hold on. Someone's asking me where I'm at. On Angel's Whisper. Maybe I didn't say that. I was in such a panic sending this out that maybe I didn't say that. No, I did say that. Hi. Hi, Kimmy. Okay, so people are asking me, where are you? And they're on my private page. I think I said going live on Angel's Whisper. See if there's anybody else there. If it's just me and you. We were just on the phone a second ago, so we'll be on the phone again. Hi, Sarah. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds so that I can get as many people, so I don't have to keep repeating myself. Hi, Kirsten. Okay, so there's some information. Hi. There's some information. There's a few things that I want to speak about. The major message, I think I'll wait until I get a few more people on. Hi, Kirsten. And then I'll tell that message. First of all, what I've been finding out and realizing, I've been finding this out for a while, and so this is actually for spiritual people who are actually aware of their gifts, who have gifts, and might be getting confusion with their gifts. I have prophetic dreams. My girlfriend Kimberly has visions. There's other people, you know, a lot of us have get messages from spirit. I'm just hearing right now, dreams. Okay. And what I have been finding over the last, it's been happening, I've noticed it probably over the last year, maybe year and a half, that my dreams have been very upsetting to me, right? I've been seeing all of these things, thinking that they were about my life, right? Hold on, I'm going to turn the radio down. Okay, so we all know that we have mirrors. Hi. Mirrors are brought into our lives, meaning we'll see mirrored events outside of ourself that show us what's actually happening in our life. We have to pay attention to the cues and to the messages that Spirit brings us. I get mirrors in so many things, but it got confusing. It was like a fun house, okay? There were too many mirrors. And I was going nuts. I'm crying and upset and distressed out because I was watching all of these things happen, and I thought that I was watching it happen with my twin, right? Or it just about my life, right? So when I would watch the situation, clearly I was thinking, oh my God, I know it's not me that's doing this, so it must be him doing this. Why is this happening? And I was watching all of these different things, and then I thought, no. And I kept getting from Spirit, no. You know, go back to the beginning, go back to the beginning. And I remember, I've told you guys this a million times, how my twin said to me, your dreams are prophetic, Sherri, if they're unfolding in front of you. Are they unfolding in front of you right now? If not, they're symbolic, okay? So I got that, and I said, okay, well, they are unfolding in front of me. And the ones about you, I can't tell if they're symbolic or if they're literal, because you're not here to confirm it, right? So then with those ones, you got to put them to the side, right? But everything else in my dreams that I would see would literally manifest. And usually it would manifest within 3 days, right? Usually the next day. Minutes, more, even like I said the other morning, I was in my bed, I was sleeping, I was asleep. But I literally watched the workers move all of my stuff from one little room to another. I heard the conversation, everything. So even though I wasn't there, I was energetically seeing it happen, because God, the glare is driving me crazy, which is another message, right? This is all about glare. This is all about mirrors, getting in my eyes, and the oil residue confusing things. So now I told you that when I go into meditation, I hear messages. Those are very accurate. They're always very, very accurate. And they aren't symbolic. They are like literal, straight out, this is what's happening. So in that kind of a message state, I heard, you're going to be given information, and it may be upsetting, but the information that you're given is going to help clear up something that has been foggy or confusing to you for a very, very long time. So there's going to be a great sense of relief. Okay, so last night again, I'm watching the stream go down, and I'm thinking, all right. So I've been so exhausted with Lily and with everything. She's also another messenger, right? Because I realized, who did we finally realize that Lily is representing? Me. Lily represents me. Liger represents a roommate, not me. So everything that she was trying to show me was to help me. Now, I've told you guys also before that when we get a message from someone, like say, Spirit wants to send me a message about information that I've been asking for, and they send it to me from an outside source, like someone else has dreams, because it happens a lot. I had a completely random stranger contact me on Instagram probably 5 days ago and said, I had a dream and you were in it, and this is what I saw. Well, I know what he was seeing because I saw the same thing. And he says, why me? And I said, it's just the way it happens. Well, Spirit was trying to show me. Why me? Because I have a gift. I have a gift, and this is how my gift is used. My gift is supposed to be used to help others. It's not just about me. Remember how I kept saying to you guys in the last several live readings, I kept saying, it's not just about you. It's not just about you. It's not just about me. I myself was saying it over and over and over, giving myself my own message, not understanding. Until I listened to my, I got a message last night before I went to sleep, and the message was, you're about to be given information, and it's a secret, and you're going to be worried about telling, whether you should divulge what you know. And I thought, oh God, I was meeting my best friend for lunch, and I thought, please don't let it be something, between us, because that would suck, because clearly I follow my higher self, no matter if and it said it was going to cause upset. It was definitely going to cause upset. It was going to cause turmoil. But if I hadn't spoken up and said what I needed to say, it wouldn't have come to light. And there's a blessing, a hidden blessing for everyone involved, and it needed to come out. Well, after I had lunch with my friend, before I had lunch with a friend, I spoke to someone else and about a situation that was happening. And as I was being told about the situation, I already knew it. Because I told you guys before, I get these dreams ahead of time, right? People will sit down, they'll tell me a story, they'll go to tell me some heavy thing in their life, and I'll be like, I already know it, I already saw it. And I was thinking, why did I already see it? Because I'm supposed to help. And it's not even necessarily that I need to maybe give advice, or because I don't give advice from myself, right? I always check with Spirit. But it's actually confirmation for them. It's confirmation for them. Because a lot of times with us gifted people, we get these nuggets of information, and yet it's just higher self or spirit. Like with me, almost everything it's not like I have a photograph that I can come and bring to you, right? Or a piece of paper. Proof. My proof is my dream. My proof is these messages. I know what's real because I get these things in my dreams, and they literally unfold in front of me the next day. So if I have something that's a very heavy consequence, right, and I'm trying to make a decision, or I'm worrying about something, and I go to a trusted friend, which clearly my friends are spiritual people, and they say, or maybe some random individual like that man who wrote to me on Instagram and said, I had a dream, this is what I saw. It was like, wow, major confirmation for me. So for this person that was speaking to me before about this situation, I tried to stop them and say, please don't tell me. I don't want to know. I want you to hear what I have to say. And they're like, no, just let me tell you, let me finish the story. And I said, no. And I let them, but the reason was, and I thought, well, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to say anything, but I was right. I needed to tell the story first because I wanted them to know that this is what I saw. Before you tell me anything, I've already seen this. So, because if she goes to tell me a story, or he goes to tell me a story, like that guy, he goes to tell me something, and then I say, oh yeah, I saw that. Oh sure, right? But if I say, wait, don't even talk, don't tell me anything, I already saw this. This is what I saw, blah, 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 blah. Then they could sit there and I'm just giving witness to what you have been shown by Spirit. I am just confirmation because I have also already seen that. So you may not have a photograph. You may not have caught somebody in the act. You may not have physical proof of this, but you already saw this yourself, and someone else saw the exact same thing. So you make a decision. It doesn't necessarily mean I can take you to court with what I have, but court represents judgment, right? It represents making a choice or a decision. So if you're needing to make a decision about something, and you've got this higher self that tells you, or a dream that shows you, that's suspicion, right? You're thinking, oh, maybe it's just because I'm a suspicious person, or they could say you're not a trusting individual, or you've got issues, you've got, trust issues or whatever. Really? Well, why is it that my spiritual friend, before I said anything, told me this exact same scenario, everything that I'd seen, she's already seen it. It's confirmation. So basically, it doesn't even matter. I'm not going to battle with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to make my decision. Because what Spirit wants us to do is, what they're doing is, they're trying to teach us how to trust our gifts. They're trying to teach us that, yes, what you get in your dreams, what you get in your fifth, when you pick things up in the fifth dimension, like I pick things up, like I told you, I had a life coach session, right? And the woman didn't call, and I had to go. And so I left, and I didn't unhook my work line. I thought I had. So the phone rings, and she's on there, and I'm thinking, shoot, I'm driving down the freeway, right? Driving down the freeway, and I've got to do this reading with this woman. So what did I have to do? I use oracle cards, right? I use oracle cards. They're a tool. They're one tool. I use animal messengers. I use music. I use everything. So in actuality, it was probably one of the best life coach sessions I've ever had, because I used everything that I saw. I used license plate frames. I saw things on the sides of cars. I saw certain animals. I paid attention to what was going on. I listened to the songs. Everything, and believe me, when Spirit says, when you're trying to find your answers, go to nature, they mean go to what is natural for you. This is not natural for me. What's natural for me are the pictures. I'm a visual learner, right? People have said to me for the longest time, maybe you should teach an angel card class. No, I will never teach a class like that. I will teach an animal totem class, which I have, to teach you guys how to start doing that for yourselves, and how incredibly accurate your life. That is the one thing that I use everywhere I go. In the grocery store lineup, I'll start talking to people. It doesn't matter. Wherever I go, that is the one thing that I teach everybody. Everybody, everywhere I go, is about their animal messengers. Somebody goes to swat a bee, don't do that. That's your messenger. Don't do that. What do you mean? Then I tell them. Because from that moment on, whether they think I'm a nut or not, I said, I don't care. You know, like I said before, amuse me. Laugh at me if you must. But the next time a bug lands on you, look at it and go look at Google and tell me if that is not going to be telling you exactly what's going on in your life right now, or telling you what's coming, or how you should behave, or showing you how you're feeling. So these cards that I use, I'm not tied to oracle cards, okay? Because, and I wouldn't teach a class, because Spirit never wanted me to take a class. They only wanted me to, take a Reiki course. And I will tell you the truth, I've told you before, I didn't take a Reiki course through a Reiki master. I was taught through the masters themselves. I went online and I took a course online, because everything that I have been shown, Spirit says, we don't want you to have to unlearn, we don't want to have to unlearn you this to teach you that. So that's why when I was in Sedona, they isolated me. They didn't want me meeting with any of the spiritual people, because I would not at that young stage of my learning have been able to discern the difference between it's cool to be spiritual and somebody who's actually on their spiritual path. My one friend that I connected with, that Spirit absolutely connected, because I was the one who contacted him. This man contacted me probably 3 years before, out of the blue, and said, you know, you're supposed to come to Sedona. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know where it was, you know. 3 or 4 years later, I think it was, I go to Wisconsin. I'm there for a year, and then I end up going to Sedona. And I knew I was supposed to go there, so I contacted this man, Joseph Whitewolf. He's a shaman. That was another reason I contacted him, is because I am very interested. What is my passion? What is my path? The animals. It's been since I was a little girl, right? That's my path. I'm a teacher, but animals are my big thing. So he was the only person I knew in Sedona when I moved there. And when I moved into the house, there was a party, and I said, do you want to come? And he said, no, I don't associate with that group. I don't do that. It's not that they're bad people. I don't do that. So I said, okay. And I think I've told you guys this before. Went to the class, isn't that funny? Went to the party, and within the first 5 minutes that I was there, I had 30 business cards, 30 business cards in my hand. It was all about money. It was all about everybody. Everything was about, I mean, they were having fun, right? But they were all promoting their businesses. Now, I'm not talking out the side of my mouth. this is my path. This is what I do. This is what I do for my work. This is what I do for my spiritual work. This is how I support myself, because Spirit wants me to do my work full time. I could only be 100% focused on my path and learning and growing if I was 24/7 working with it, right? I told you before how my twin and I came together. We were at the same vibrational frequency at the time, and that's why we came together. But he had to go on and live his own life, right? He had 2 companies that he was running in the outside world. He wasn't working 24/7 with Spirit, but I was. I was in Sedona. No matter where I've been an island, right? Working 24/7 with Spirit. So I've been growing and growing and growing. Now, when I felt very uncomfortable at that party, I felt very awkward. Everybody was trying to sell me something. They were all trying to sell me something. And I ended up leaving early. And one of the men came over to my room, and he was hitting on me, and it was, and I thought something was wrong. It was like, he felt that just because he was a spiritual person, and I don't know who he was. I still to this day, I don't care who he was. I guess he was some big wig. I don't know who he was, and I don't really care. But because of who he thought he was, or I guess he felt that he could do whatever he wanted with me, or that I would do whatever he wanted because he was a spiritual guru or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I don't care who you are. Nobody touches me at all, period, at all. So he was asked to leave, and that was the end of my night. The next day, my friend Joseph, I saw him. He came over and he goes, how was the party? And I said, dude, I felt like I was in Sodom and Gomorrah. And he laughed, and I said, I really did. I felt like a bolt was going to come through the ceiling. It was awful. So you're going to understand why I'm saying all of this. While I was there, I learned the canyons, right? All the beautiful sacred spaces in the canyons, because that's what I would do every single day. I would work for a while, and then I would go out in the canyons, and I would hike, and I was alone pretty much until 6 months later. Then Spirit finally brought me my soulmate, my friend John, that lived upstairs, and then we hung out. But he took me to all these different beautiful places, and we got into this canyon, and we went way back. I do kind of gnarly stuff, you know, so I kind of snuck back into this place, and it was hard to get to. And I said, what's over there? And he said, that's called enchantment. And I said, what's that? And he says, Doreen Virtue bought it. And I said, you got to be kidding me. That's the most beautiful canyon we have. And he says, yeah, and it sucks because if you don't pay to go in there, you can't go in that canyon. And I said, that's wrong. That's wrong. These are sacred grounds. This is sacred land. This is for all of us. And I was thinking, to me, that felt very wrong, that a spiritual person would do that, right? Like, why would you do that? Keep it to yourself unless you get paid by other people, if you're this great spiritual person. When I first began to play around with cards, the deck, I didn't want to do anything with tarot, because I felt tarot has a lot to do with being steeped in darkness and the occult, and I was very, very very, very consciously aware of that, and I didn't want anything to do with it. It scared me. I was coming out of Christianity, and I just didn't understand. So I chose Daily Guidance from Your Angels. I figured that would be safe. So that was my very first deck that I ever used. I will tell you, I must have 75 decks, okay? I kept buying them because they're all the same. I think I have probably almost every one of Doreen Virtue's decks, but they're all the same. They're just one repetition after another. The reason that I use, like if you look at my desk right here, this is Doreen's, this is Doreen's, this is Doreen's, that's Doreen's, and that's Doreen's. All of the other ones are from my favorite authors. The reason I use these ones, even to this day, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the decks, I'm just saying, I don't read the book, and you know how they do the Celtic cross, or whatever the things are, whatever the spreads are? I don't read that way and I've never picked up how to do it, because Spirit guides me. And usually what I do is, like with you guys, when I look at the cards, I read the card. I read the picture. Because when I go outside into nature, that's how I hear Spirit, right? I look around me and I see what Spirit wants me to see. My higher self connects to Spirit, and they will bring into my line, I don't even have to look. They will bring into my line of vision the messages that I need to deliver, okay? Or the messages that I need to say, if I am tapped in. So all of these people that I know, that I went and took, Doreen Virtue's Angel Card class, and I went and took the fairy class, and blah, 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 I had somebody say to me the other day, I was wondering if I should start charging for angel card readings. And I thought, why? would you do that? That's not your path. That's not your passion. What I'm seeing is, and I've told you this just the other day, I brought this up, how Spirit has been saying over and over to me again, be very, very careful that you are not networking. You are not befriending people in order to network, okay? In order to make a profit. Remember I told you what my roommate said to me 2 years ago? I'm going to do a YouTube channel. I got to think of something. I'm going to think of something, and I'm going to be a YouTube star because she wanted attention. I'm going to do what you do. And I said, this isn't about me. Do you not understand that this is not about me? This is about my work. I don't charge for this. I'm not charging you guys for when I teach. When I do the weekly readings, I don't charge for that. When I do a private reading, I do charge because it's my time and it's my energy. And I'm good at what I do. And I should be compensated for my time. You're paying for my time and for my connection, right? Because I am connected. I've worked very hard to learn to hear Spirit. Now, there's a difference between me working hard to perfect my craft, right? To get better at my craft. It's like my girlfriend Kimmy does soul paintings. I told you, they're beautiful. That is her passion. That's what she naturally goes to, right? My girlfriend Erica paints and she makes jewelry. When people say, well, what is my passion? How am I supposed to connect my passion with my spiritual work? There are so many people that are throwing cards, buying decks, throwing cards down and saying, I'm going to charge. Watch those people. Please watch them. Anybody can throw a card deck down, pick up a card, and read you what the message is. You don't need them for that. You can do that yourself. Okay? Watch those people. Have they been bringing you information? Have the things that they have been teaching you, has it made sense to you? Has it helped you in your life? Have you progressed? Have they been able to teach you something that you didn't already know yourself? Are they walking their walk and talking their talk? Right? Are they doing what they're... That's why the crow always comes by. Walk, walk. You know, the crow says, walk your walk, talk your talk. So, there are too many people that are all of a sudden doing angel cards and charging and thinking they're going to earn a living this way. I don't make... You guys, I am not rich. I told you, my vet bills for my cat put me under. I don't even have enough money to pay my rent next month because... I do almost everything I do for free. That's what you don't, I do this for free. I charge very little for my spiritual work because my focus wasn't on money. Now, I've altered my perception about that because I literally have been shown by Spirit, you have had heavy vows of poverty, past life vows of poverty that you have taken, and you must learn to break that. There's nothing wrong with money. Money is very necessary in this world. It's energy. It's the way we exchange. You don't go to the chiropractor and say, I'm a spiritual person, so will you adjust my back for free? That's not what he earns a living. That's his job, right? So when we do things for free, be grateful for it, but don't expect it for free, and always be generous because what do you do for work? How would you feel if you're a hairdresser and all of your friends expected you to cut their hair for free, right? You got to think about these things. The cards. Okay, here's the other big announcement. It's huge, you guys. So I don't know if you've heard it already, but when I was in Sedona, I told you it bothered me that Doreen Virtue bought that land, right? And I told you that every time I would get a deck, I would be all excited because you can't see the deck until you buy it, right? I'm expecting something different. I'm expecting, because what I was trying to find is a different perspective on something. That's why I told you I really love Tony Carmine Salerno, and I really love Lucy Cavendish, and I really love is it Ted Andrews? Ted Andrews. Ted Andrews he works with animal messengers, right? So I'm very drawn to him because of the animal totems. So it's what I'm drawn to. It's what works for me. Now I use these cards, and I read the pictures. That's why I like them. It's just a tool. But like I said, every time I would get the decks, they would just be another repetition. It's just another repetition. And I'm thinking, why am I buying all these decks? They're all identical. They're all exactly the same. You know, and I heard in my head, this was 4 years ago, and I'm trying to remember who it was that I told. It might have been my friend Erica. I said, Doreen Virtue has made she's fallen off her path. She's fallen off her path. And the fact that I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness has come into play, and it's been very, very important for my spiritual work, actually. Because as a Jehovah's Witness, I always heard from the platform, the brother that was speaking, he would say, God says I don't need you for this, he said to Moses. If I wanted, I could have the rocks cry out. I am giving you, this is a blessing. You are being gifted with being able to speak for me. I'm allowing you to speak for me. God, the creator, whatever you want to call our Father, Mother, Goddess, energy, doesn't need me to do this. This is my gift. I am honored to be able to do this. This is my path, and I have been asked to do it to help teach. But I got to tell you, the things that I've learned over the, as I've gone through, I share that just like as a parent shares to children, right? We share with our kids what we know. It's our experience, right? Our experience. But this gift that I have, I didn't go to a class to learn it. If you are a dentist and you think, dude, I'm going to start getting angel cards and do this on the side to get some extra income. So many people are doing that, and I got to tell you, your gift isn't an angel. Your gift isn't a channel. You're not a channel. You're a dentist. Well, yeah, but I want to help people spiritually. Okay, well then maybe once a month, why don't you offer a clinic where you can do a reduced rate or whatever. It is not about you guys going out and buying decks and starting to charge for angel card readings. What is your path? What is your path? My girlfriend Erica's path, she's a painter. So I bought her an orgonite, or is it orgonite? I don't even know what it's called. Orgonite. I bought it for her, a ring, right? And it was filled with crystals, and there was an intention in it. I knew what I meant to give it to her, and I told her what it was about, and I gave it to her. Soon as she started wearing it, she started manifesting things, because that was the intention, okay? She found that intriguing. She has now chosen, she makes jewelry and she makes paintings. She puts them with an intention in her paintings, the orgonite, with intentions. That is how she's able to use her gift to help other people, also in a spiritual way. A friend of mine makes these beautiful, they hang in the window and they're little sparklies, like little glass sparklies, right, that hang in the window. And I said, you know how you could improve that? You could choose natural raw crystals, and you choose specific ones, and they could be, because then they become useful to people like me. I can look at those and I would say, yeah, that's pretty, but there's a lot of pretty junk that I don't need. I've got a lot of stuff in my house. My house, look at my house. It's big time cluttered. But I got to tell you, the stuff in my house, everything I have has a meaning. Everything has an intention. There's reasons behind it. This that I found, that was literally, it was like seaweed. And then I found the nest when I was on my quest. And right before I left, I was given this stone that looks like an egg. So to me, this is me manifesting my new beginnings. Okay, so everything that I have has a reason. But I said to her, however, I do love beautiful things, right? And I sit in a window. I said, if you would add those crystals, raw crystals, to the end of that, I could charge those crystals with Reiki. They would hang there, they would look pretty, and they would have a healing benefit to me. So that kind of thing, that's good, right? You're doing, because she was then taking what she naturally was doing, her passion, her gift, and she was trying to figure out a way to help spiritually and be useful. Not, should I start charging for angel card readings? No, you're not a channel. Are you a channel? No. Do you have visions? No. Then why would you do that? That's not your gift. You're using spirit to network, to make money, and that's not cool, and you're not going to be blessed for it. It isn't about money. My path is not about money. My path is about teaching. Here's the big announcement. After I've noticed that every single one of her decks are pretty much identical, right? I told you guys that I like the Angel Tarot and I like the Fairy one, the ones that were done with Radley Valentine, because there was a male-female perspective. There was something a little different about, but they were still identical. This Angel Tarot card deck and this Fairy Tarot card deck, same exact messages. The Archangel Power, same exact messages. Magical messages from the fairies, magical messages from the mermaids, magical messages from the dolphins, exact same messages. So I figured that out. And I said, she's just gimmicking. She's using these gimmicks to make money. This is all about money. These angel classes, you don't have hordes of people go take angel card. Hordes of people aren't gifted. Hordes of people, I mean, everyone has gifts. We all have gifts, don't get me wrong. But not everyone's a channel. Not everyone's a medium. So and if you're drawn, it's just boggling my mind. So I said in my head 4 years ago, she's tapped this market out. What's she going to do? She's tapped the market. She just made an announcement. She is denouncing all of her oracle cards and tarot cards. She says, I want my name removed from all of them. I don't want nothing to do with them. They're evil. And I was like, I heard this. I heard this 4 years ago when I was in Sedona. I heard this. She's tapped that market. She has milked the usefulness out of it. She can go and, so what is she going to do now? Why would she say, I'm denouncing my cards, I'm denouncing my decks? What about all of the people that have just taken all of these hundreds of angel card classes, fairy card classes, swimming with the dolphins with Doreen Virtue? How much money have people spent to go to these courses, to buy these decks, and now she's saying that they're evil and I denounce them, I want my name removed from them? That announcement is good and well. Do you really think she's going to say, don't send me the royalties from every single deck that I have bought? Do you think she's not going to take the money? If you feel that way, then take all of that money that you have got, that house in Hawaii and all the stuff that you have, and donate it to a monastery. Donate it. If you truly are standing, because what is she doing now? What is she doing now? Everyone was so pleased that, you know, there was a person of reputation, a person who actually was valid, who really had gifts, who was really able to see, you know, and it made what we what we are doing more acceptable, right? So that it wasn't demonic, it wasn't demonized the way it was, because so many people are afraid of what they do, afraid of their gifts. You know, she's a witch, or and I'm so careful. I am not a witch. I am not into the occult. I don't play with Ouija boards. I pray to God and angels. Before I did this session, yesterday and the day before, I was hearing from Spirit. I think I've told you guys this before. I walk around my house talking out loud to Spirit all the time. I talk out loud. I argue with them. I cry. But I'm always speaking out loud. Because when you're speaking out loud, it's a prayer, it's an affirmation, but there's strength and weight behind speaking out loud. You're hearing it, you're saying it, you're affirming it, and you are having a conversation with Spirit, and you're also, when you're talking about your spiritual work, you're also letting any other energy that's near or around, let them know, I am protected. I am speaking to my higher self, to my team, to my God, to my archangels, and we are a team, and I have great trust in them. I am walking around my room speaking to them. Don't even think of trying to come in here and mess with me, okay? Because I'm making it very clear who I'm talking to, and it isn't you. So I'm walking around, and I'm hearing this in my head. Pray out loud, talk out loud. And it was funny because when I was up in Santa Cruz, my friend Randall, we went into a monastery, right? Remember that monastery? I saw this beautiful thing, and I said, let's go in. And he goes, no, it's a private house. I said, it's a monastery. There's a bunch of shoes at the door. We can go in. He didn't want to go in, so we knocked, and sure enough, it was a monastery, and we went in. I knew we were supposed to go in. So we get in, and we go, and we sit down in front of this altar, right? I don't pray to Buddha. I don't pray to Lakshmi. I don't pray to Ganesh. I pray to God. I pray to God, right? I don't pray to any deity. And that's where people need to understand that. And that's where it gets kind of funky, you know. And that's why you have to pay attention to the different spiritual people that you are connecting with. There are people who believe they pray to Buddha. There are people who believe and they pray to the gods and the goddesses. I don't agree with that. That's not my path. If that's your path and that's the way you find your belief structure or whatever you want, then you go do that. But that's not what I believe. That's not how I'm taught. I told you how people say to me, "Oh, I'm not into New Age." I'm not New Age. I am Jehovah's Witness, Buddhist, Taoist. I'm everything. I'm everything that I have ever experienced. I take everything that I've ever experienced, and I take a little bit from everything. It's the same thing as people that study me. I watch them. Spirit has shown me, you're being watched, you're being studied. People literally take my videos and study me because they want to copy it, because they're trying to make a profit. And I laugh because I'm thinking, you think you're going to get rich doing what I'm doing? Are you kidding me? Go ahead. And you will never do what I do because I have studied and studied since I was a little child. I worked with the animals. They come to me like, because I'm Dr. Doolittle-less. That's who I am. You know, that's my gift. That is my gift. If you have a gift in yourself that you're trying to develop and you're looking for, you know, different ideas, that's cool. That's cool. We all take a little bit from each other, right? We learn from the teacher, a master is there, right? The master teacher, we learn from the master teacher and then we become a teacher. But we don't steal somebody else's work because we don't want to do the work. We look at that and we think, I should add that to my toolbox and figure out how to make it my own, right? You don't steal somebody's work. I told you before that somebody told me a year ago, I think it's been about a year, somebody said to me, Sherri, there's another page. Somebody has been taking all of your work and posting all of your posts and everything as themselves. Everything I did, all of the stuff and I went to them and I said, wow, you know what? I work really hard to learn, and a lot of this comes from the blood, sweat, and tears of my own personal experience. Almost all of it does, you know, and I put my life into that, and I said, that post that you just put up, that's my story. That's me. And you are taking that and putting that on your page. When I share something from the Daily Ohm, I put Daily Ohm. I don't put Sherri Columbus. I don't take somebody else's work and put my name to it, okay? I will say who it is. Now, if I say I'm doing a card reading, I'll say this is from whatever deck, you know, whatever, or else I will look at it and I will say, what the Spirit, what are you trying to tell me? Or I will say to you, I'm doing a 2-card reading special. You get 2 cards. This is what the cards say. If you want a private reading from me, you don't just get a card, okay? You get what Spirit, and you don't actually anyway when I do the card readings. I always get add what I don't do it just like that, but I could, you know, I just don't. But what I'm saying is I'll tell you when I'm doing a card reading what the card is, right? So you know, this is, you know, Doreen Virtue's deck or whatever. This is from the Magical Messages. So I'm being honest with you. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to pawn off my work, someone else's work as my own. Okay. So I thought, so as soon as she said that, as soon as that announcement I heard, I thought, yep, she's tapped out the market. So why would she do that? Why would she need to make that statement? Because what does she need to do now? If she has milked the whole spiritual community and already got all her stuff out of that, she can't make another deck. Because, and I said this, if you are not following your path and if you are not staying on your path in a path of integrity, Spirit will take your gifts away. You will not be given. You may get money, you may have figured out money marking, gimmicking, but it's gonna end. You will not be blessed. By Spirit, your gifts will be removed. Every one of these decks are identical. They're all identical. Because she had it, but she turned it into a money-making conglomeracy. And I was told from the very beginning, and as I said, Spirit said it to me in my dreams, and I heard it as a child, this is not your message. This is our message. We are using you, giving you the opportunity to deliver our message. Do not forget who you are. I kept hearing that in my head when I was in Sedona. Do not forget who you are. Remember I told you I had that very famous man, the author, and God, I wish I could, it doesn't even matter. I shouldn't say his name. It doesn't matter. Who came to me and wanted me to read for him, and I was so petrified. Jennifer, what's her name? Garner. Was I can't even remember her name, but she was one of my mentors, one of the people that I looked to on Facebook. When I was learning, and I said I was so scared to do the reading, and she said do it, and I said why would he come to me? I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. I mean, what if I don't have the right words? What if? And she said do it. And I told you that when I had 3 readings with him, in the first reading he got smacked, big time smacked, and I was scared to deliver it, and he ripped my face off. Second one, smacked even harder. Gave me another opportunity, ripped my face off. I was bawling hysterically. I was shaking. I was crying, and I said to Spirit, why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me do this? I'm humiliated. This guy's written books and given seminars, and I'm supposed to, what do I know? What do I know? And it was the exact same thing that Moses said to God when he told him to go before the Pharaoh. I can't even speak. I'll give you your brother. Your brother can speak for you. This is not your message, Moses. This is my message. You go and deliver the message, right? So Jennifer said to me, you deliver this message. You have been asked by Spirit he's come to you. Deliver the message. So I delivered the last message, and the guy just lost his shit. I mean, he ripped me up one side and told me that I was an ignorant little child. I had no idea what I was doing. I would never amount to anything. How dare you? Do you know who I am? Blah, 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 blah. And do you know why he got ripped? And do you know what the messages were? Every single message, and it progressively got louder and louder and louder. The message was, oh God, I'm feeling this so hardcore in my solar plexus right now. The message was, you have forgotten your place. You have forgotten your place. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You have been given this gift. Now that you've got this great following of people, now that you've got all of these people buying your books, and now that you're making money and you're becoming famous, now the prices are going through the roof. People can't even afford to come see you. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take somebody brand new, that is just learning, and she's going to come and she's going to smack you down. And I was like, God, don't use me. I've told you guys that I'm used this way, right? They've said to me, we're going to use you for giving the hard messages. God, I didn't know what they meant, because I got to tell you, it's not easy. It isn't easy being the one to deliver a message that nobody wants to hear. You know, and I have friends that have that same gift, and they've done the same thing. I've got friends that are mediums. I'm a medium too. I have people that cross over and they speak to me. I've got a friend who's sitting at a restaurant, and she says all of a sudden someone sits down next to her and says, please go tell that man A, B, C, and D. And she's like, I can't do that. He's having dinner with somebody. Please go tell him that's my husband. He needs to know this. She gets up, goes across the table. She's terrified, literally shaking. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm being told I need to tell you something. She tells, and she didn't say that your husband said this. She just says, I'm supposed to tell you, look on the top left drawer. There's an envelope, blah, blah, blah. It's inside the socks on the side of your head, whatever. Anyway, burst into tears. Oh my God, I saw it. So it was a message that needed to be delivered. But it took a lot of faith on her behalf. It took a lot of trust in spirit, because that person could have said to her, you're a fucking idiot. Are you kidding me? As if I haven't gone through enough? If I haven't gone through enough, my wife is dead? My wife is dead and I'm grieving, and you're coming and you're saying this, right? Think about it. Think about what could have happened. But it didn't happen, because she trusted what Spirit was telling her, and she delivered the message. Now, however, sometimes when we deliver the message, it's not going to go well. But you're usually warned. I'm usually warned. They warned me today. You are going to be told a secret. And the information that's divulged may shock you, upset you, and you are torn between whether telling the truth or telling what you know or staying silent. I had to do this with my twin 3 years ago, and I was terrified because I had him in my arms, and telling him what I had to tell him was going to cause me to lose him. He was going to go away because of what I told him, and I knew that. But I also knew that if I didn't tell him, worse things were going to happen to him. So I told him, and I lost him. So Doreen Virtue wants to appeal to the Christian community now. She has tapped out the spiritual community. She can't get any more money out of that. If she now denounces the spiritual community and goes over to the Christian community, they will welcome her with open arms. She will be used as a public speaker. She will be used because she's world famous. They can use that, because don't fool yourself. Religion is all about money. Religion is all about money and control. If she denounces all of this and makes this all bad and says, I'll take my name from it and blah, 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 we've saved her. She's been saved. She's been saved. Think of how many people, how many Christian people she'll be able to draw in. She saw the light and she was saved, turned her whole life around. So she's now going to go try and pull in the spiritual community. I mean, the religious community, okay? I'm not here to bash Doreen Virtue. I don't care what she does. And I'm not here to say that there's anything wrong with these decks. Love that. Love this, because soulmate relationship, this particular card, when I look at that, this isn't just about a soulmate. She says, this is about a spiritual relationship, between soulmates, right? It's here for you now. But it also talks about look at the infinity symbol. It talks about our connection with spirit. So right now, so think about what happened when I pulled this up. When I give a message, when the animals come to you, when they bring a message to you, what were you thinking, what were you doing, what were you seeing? I said, there's nothing wrong with these cards. And I pulled this up because they're a tool. This is about a spiritual relationship, a spiritual union between you and spirit. This is what's here for you now. These cards are a tool. They can help you. I bought 75 different decks because I'm always looking for something deeper, a new perspective. I soon realized, one after another, that they're all very repetitive. I heard from Spirit, I don't know, it's probably been about a week and a half. They've said it to me a few times, and I told you guys I've got a deck of my own, right? I saw it again the other night. They said, one deck, Sherry, one deck. You don't need all of this stuff because you don't even need cards. When you do a reading, you're driving down the freaking freeway. I told you, I had 2 license plates in front of me. I looked at the numbers, I looked at what was written around the outside of it, and I had a full-on message from the license plate. I don't need oracle cards. They're just a tool, but they are a valuable tool. You can use these. For me, I'll pick up this, and for me, it's talking about, this is summertime right now. So I'm looking at this little girl, and she's enjoying being out in nature. Things are blossoming. She's happy. So we are in summertime. Things are growing. Things are blossoming. Relax. Go out in nature. Spend a little time out there. Whatever's going on in your life. I mean, I do it like that, right? You can also do it the way they do it, right? It works that way too. So if I pick up this this card, ask for what you want. Let the universe and the other people know what you need. Okay. So then we pick up the book, right? Ask for what you want. If you want to do it this way. Because these are tools. I'm trying to show you. These are just tools. They aren't making somebody they aren't making somebody, they aren't showing you that somebody has spiritual gifts as a channel. I'm not saying gifts. We all have gifts. We all are connected. But maybe my gift is I'm a singer. Maybe your gift is you're a painter. Maybe my gift is I'm a channel. I'm a channel. I'm a medium. A lot of us do have, because this is my path. My path is my spiritual work as a teacher. So, but I didn't get them all together. As I've learned and as I've studied, I've had more and more gifts added to me, which we all can. I'm not saying we all can't have them because we all, look how much of our brain we use, right? But what I'm saying is, it doesn't mean that everybody that throws card decks down and charges you $5 for a card is a spiritual teacher and is giving you, a lot of times they're giving you their own personal advice, which is a no-no. That's just a no-no. I don't even give my best friend my opinion anymore. Everyone knows this about me. I will ask. If you ask me, what do you feel about this, Sherry? Well, I'll get my own, whatever my gut feeling is, and then I will ask Spirit to confirm for me. I don't give my personal opinion because it can mess people's lives up. It can cause people to do bad things. If I am a spiritual teacher and I do a reading for you, say I'm not a spiritual teacher. Say I'm a person who's selling toothpaste and makeup, and I'm calling myself a spiritual person because I'm charging, or I'm doing free angel card readings, right? Remember? I'm doing free angel card readings, everyone. Well, you guys all jump on. Everybody wants a free reading, right? The thing is, I think by now you should know I am connected. I am very gifted. I'm good at what I do. I'm connected. And I'm good at what I do because I study it. And I pay attention to what Spirit tells me. And as we go along, all of us, we're course corrected, right? We're giving updates. I get updates, downloads. I didn't even know when I was getting downloads. But if this person says to you, connect with nature, debt paid off, everything's okay, you come to them with a real serious problem, right? And they start giving their personal opinion, and you make choices based on that, they have caused great harm. So you need to be very, very careful that whoever you're getting your advice from, that it's not coming from somebody who has no idea what they're talking about. Because you can go get that card deck and throw those cards down and pick up a card too. Right? So, as I said, are they walking their walk? Are they talking their talk? Pay attention to what they're doing. Do their actions belie their words? If they're saying all of this all sounds great. This all sounds great, but Sherri, she's out sleeping with guys all over the place. That guy, she's going out with that guy and he's married. She's freaking, seriously? No. I'm freaking celibate. I've been celibate for 3 years. Before that, 8 years. You won't catch me making out with guys in a corner. You won't catch me, I walk my walk. I talk my talk. What you see is what you get. I have to tell you, I was the person who connected with me on Instagram to tell me the dream, that was it. Remember I told you sometimes people will come to you and give you a message, and then you try and pump them for more and try and get more and more, thinking that they've got these great, amazing gifts. And Spirit said to me, that was the message. You have everything else. When we bring you a message, take it. That's the end of it. Listen to yourself. Everybody else will just complicate matters. And I was thinking, what? So this guy that gives me the dream tells me something, confirms what I just saw. So that's confirmation of what I already saw. That's all I needed. He starts kind of talking to me. Really nice guy, right? Nice guy. Wants to meet with me. No, sorry. How old are you anyway? 27. Dude, my daughter's 27. Oh yeah, but I'm an old soul. Yeah, seriously, my daughter's 27. I don't hang out with my daughter. I mean, I do, she's my daughter, but I don't hang out with my daughter's friends. You know what I mean? I'll hook you up with one of my girlfriends. But he was a really nice guy talking to me, right? So, and he said a few key words. Now, this is how dark energy works. I swear to God, this is how dark energy works. He gave me 3 key words, 3 sentences that my twin said to me. And I thought, and it caught my attention. I thought, that's odd. Why would he use those particular things? Why would he say those things? So it intrigued me. So I asked, and Spirit said, just watch. Just kind of watch. Pay attention. So I started getting messages, side things that I didn't know were connected. There was a little girl whose father caught her on her phone and found out, she's 8 years old, that she was conversing with an online predator who she thought was an 8-year-old girl. Father found out, and the person talked the girl, after a long time of talking as friends, gained their confidence, and then talked her into doing something that she would never have done. Pictures. You know, oh, I don't want to do that. That makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, but you know, you think about, you know, yeah, but and I don't know how they did it, but they're good. They're good. So that was the first message, and I was getting these bells going off in my head, right? So then the next day, I get a message, and the message literally had the sentence that my twin said to me. So I thought, I'm supposed to give this guy a message. Now, I am telling you my mistakes, okay? I said, should I share this message with him? I asked. And I got, wait. And I didn't listen to myself. I overread it. So then I threw down my decks and I got no, exclamation mark. And I thought, because I told you guys I'm an overthinker. I overthink things. I go too deep. And I'm thinking, it's a trick. It's a trick. They're wanting to see if I know if I should do this or not. So I sent it to him. Now, what's interesting is Spirit, obviously my father knows me, right? Your mom, your dad, who knows you better than your mom and your dad, right? They know what I'm going to do. He knew that my intention was a pure heart. My intention was to share a message. So I said to him, I said, I have a message for you. And he goes, okay. And I said, go over. And all it was one of the messages, message to dream on, or I don't know what it was, one of the messages that I put on my page. And I didn't tell him, but I said, I felt it was for him because the exact statement that he made was literally the words that were spoken of in the message. And so he went to do it, right? He went to read it. But then he kind of kept talking to me, and I was multitasking. I wasn't really paying attention. And I'm not really thinking much of anything. You know, he's just a really nice guy, and he talked about singing country music and blah, 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 blah. And then I get something. I'm starting to hear that thing about how people will take your words and twist them, or take them, like maybe take a snapshot of a conversation on Instagram, send it to someone else and make it look like something different. And I thought, okay. So I was very, very clear about me. I told him I'm celibate. I'm in a twin soul relationship. I'm a spiritual teacher. I don't date people. I will not be meeting you. You're 27 years old. I was very, very clear, right? But I thought, well, maybe this person's in my life because I'm supposed to help him or teach him something. No, he was about to teach me something. He was there for a reason. And Spirit knew that I would go ahead and give him that message, right? So then he's thinking, so then he kept saying, yeah, I was visiting my friend in Canyon Lake. Does that have anything to do with the dream? You know, and I didn't say anything, right? Didn't say anything. Well, everybody knows I live in Canyon Lake. I talk about it all the time, right? So he's like, I don't know why it had to do with Canyon Lake. So, you know, I was visiting my friend. Kept saying that. And I'm like, I don't know. So then I said to him, you know what? I said, I should fix you up with one of my friends, one of my Facebook people. I said, I got a lot of people your age. You know, I said, if you're looking for a decent girl, because he says, I don't date. I'm kind of, I don't do well with people. I'm kind of an island. I'm kind of an old soul. And he's telling me all of the things. Basically, this guy had watched me. This guy had watched my posts, knew that I wanted to be in the forest, knew what I did. Everybody, I'm very open about what my life is and what I want, right? I don't hide things. So he studied me, and Spirit told me, you're being watched, you're being studied. And then I said, here, how about this girl? She's, 20s or whatever. How about this one? I said, go ahead, have fun with it. Because I wanted to make it clear that I was not doing this with you. And it's interesting that I even went that far. Like, why would I even talk to this person? Why would I even talk to a complete stranger? Because I thought there was something that I was supposed to be doing to help him. And Spirit, my team was laughing. My team was laughing at me because I was so naive, because I am so innocent when it comes to players. I really am. It's terrible. He says to me, "No, you know what, I'm good." I said, "You just told me that you're lonely and you want somebody in your life." And he says, "Yeah, but I want somebody your age." And I said, "I'm ancient. I'm ancient." And he goes, no, I want somebody your age." And I'm just like, okay, well, that's not going to, I don't know. I said, I don't know anybody, my friends are going to hook up with a 27-year-old, not my spiritual friends. And I said, you know, go to the bar and figure it out, because it's not going to come from this source. And then he says, "No, I'm good." He goes, "I got to deal with my issues." And I said, "Issues? What issues?" And the song on the radio right at that moment said, "I got issues," right? And I was thinking, okay, what are your issues? And he says, "I'm a sex addict." And I was like, of course you are. You're an online predator. And then I started watching all these other things that Spirit had been bringing me. And I laughed at myself. I thought, oh my God, come across, gives you a dream. Oh, I had this dream, you know, because everybody knows I talk about my dreams. I had this dream. I saw you in the forest, and this is what was going on, and blah, blah, blah. And of course, I had seen that because I had spoken about it. I'm thinking, and it is confirmation. It was a message. But that was as far as it should have gone. I should have said, thank you, goodbye. But it was a lesson for me. It was a lesson for me that people are not who they say they are. They will put themselves out in a certain way, and then it comes out. And sometimes it's too late. Sometimes you've gotten yourself in a real mess. There's a lot of people that prey on the spiritual community. There's a whole team that watches our spiritual community. I uncovered these guys 2 years ago. Remember, I posted about it. How there's a team of them, and it's like a big catfish game. But these guys are actually undercover. They all work as a team, and they are actually watching online predators. So, and I said, but why are they all on the spiritual pages? These guys are all spiritual. And then I started to look for this particular person. I'm very, very intuitive, right? I noticed this person's ring. And I found that he had 5 different profiles with that ring. And then I found more about this person. This person was not a spiritual person. Everything that they put out was a spiritual post, but there was no depth to it. There was no meat to it. There were just a picture, or like put up a card, or anything that anybody could do. But what it did was he's got this massive following, right? This massive following because he's a guy. And there's a lot of lonely women who don't trust, and they don't want to, they don't want to go in the dating scene. And so they're thinking, this is a spiritual guy. This guy's a freaking predator. I blocked him and deleted him. I think, I don't know, we got into it. Remember, I told you guys, we got into it a while ago. And I said to him, he says, you don't know who I am. I'm on a mission. And he was talking about, and I said, I don't know who you think you are, but we're all on a mission. We're all connected. We're all part of the same worldwide consciousness. We're all here doing our part, and we work as a team. We don't come to berate people, because everything that he was saying was about power, about ripping people to shreds. He was saying, remember I told you guys, I have gifts and I can fuck you up. And I thought, woo, woo, you're going off my page. We're being disconnected. We are done, 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 done. And that's when I wrote to him and said, I don't know what you think you're doing, but we're done. When I blocked this other person, the Instagram guy, I just blocked him. And then I thought, no, I'm not going to block him. I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell him. So I went back and I said, I just want you to know that I'm ending our association. It's in my highest good that I do so. And I wish you well with your business and blessings on your journey. Block. He's not coming to me. But while I was there, I saw the list of all the other people that I had blocked, because my Instagram is open to the public. My page, my Angels Whispers page, is open to the public. As soon as I find out that there's you're somebody that should not be there, you will be deleted and blocked. I mean blocked. I don't want your energy anywhere near me. But when I blocked him, I saw the list of people, and I saw that guy. So it said people you may know. So I went and I pulled down the people he was following. Every single one of them was practically a porn site. It was all half-naked women. Every single person. That's who he was following. That man had nothing to do with spirituality. That man was an online predator. So those are the messages for today. There's nothing wrong with your oracle cards. And actually, I got to tell you, I've got 75 decks, and I'm going to be selling them because I don't need them. I don't need them. I use a few, my favorite ones, and there's nothing wrong with them. They can help you. So don't be upset if, oh my God, I just bought 3 decks. There's nothing wrong with them. They're good. They're tools. It's like a hairdresser, you know. we had a couple different pairs of clippers, and we had a couple different pairs of scissors, and you have a variety sometimes, because sometimes maybe they have a different way of wording things. So they can be helpful, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're thinking about, maybe I need to really get good at this so I can start charging for my angel card readings, ask yourself what you're doing. Are you doing this because you're trying to help people, or are you doing this because you're trying to network and make money off of the spiritual community? So that's that. And what I decided that I was going to do, I am actually doing a reading special right now, and it's $5 for 2 cards, okay? $5 for 2 cards. And so because when I do these readings, I always do readings for free for you guys, right? And I'm charging people right now because why buy the milk when you can get the cow for free? I give it away all the time, right? When I do a reading special, my time is worth being, it's worth being compensated for. I work very hard. I give all the time. And the messages that I give you are very accurate, and they're very timely, and I'm good at what I do, and I know that. So I'm valuable. So for me to give a 2-card reading, and like I said, I don't just give this straight card, right? I give a little more than that. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. But, so today I'm not going to do free readings for individual people because it's not fair. Because I have people that are paying me right now for 2-card readings. So what I'm going to do, and I talked to my girlfriend Kimberly. Hey, Kimmy. I talked to, and I do have a deck of my own that I'm making, and and as soon as I am able to get to a place of peace where I can do this, I'm just going to be doing my own deck because it's just far too complicated, and frankly, it's got everybody else's energy in it. That's why I like using my cards, my own cards, because they have my energy. And so what I'm going to do is today is Wednesday, right? Isn't it Wednesday? So and I wanted to say to you guys, when I do readings for you, and I'm going to update my website because I haven't done this and I should have been more specific. Spirit has been telling me, you need to get more specific. I've been telling you guys when we have our affirmations or when we have our intentions or when we speak to Spirit, we need to get really specific, right? So when we do our readings, when I do a reading for you guys, we need to get specific. We need to say, what are we looking for? Are you looking for today? Are you wanting to know what's happening this week? Are you wanting to know what's coming in a month? Are you wanting to know about your finances? Are you wanting to know about your relationships? Are you wanting to know about your health? We need to get very specific, because when I don't just go like that and okay, there's the cards, when it has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. Now, a friend of mine, she's a Facebook friend, and now she was a client, now she's a Facebook friend. I gave her a reading, and she said it didn't make any sense. And the message that she was given was the one that I was given. And it was about the secret. And the thing is, when I get messages like that, it will happen. It's not happening yet. That's something that is going to happen. So you're being given advance notice. So sometimes when you get a reading and you're like, okay, well, that is not even going on in my life. I've had actually people get really angry at me, literally very angry at me, and demand their money back, like people from a reading, and then come back to me and say, oh my God, 3 weeks after your reading, all of this happened. And I'm like, so that's a learning lesson for me. I need to ask as well. So I need to ask for you guys. I need to say to Spirit, because when I'm asking for guidance, they're giving me guidance, right? But if I don't specifically ask, she wants to know what's happening this week or this weekend or with her husband or with her health. We need to know that. So I need to get that specific information from you, whatever it is that you're asking for, and I need to ask that specifically to dial things down, because my readings are very, very accurate. But if we're not getting specific enough, it may not happen in the next 3 days. It may happen in 3 weeks, and you may have lost faith in that, right? And that's not good for me as a teacher. I don't want you losing faith in Spirit. My whole purpose is to teach you to have faith in what Spirit's showing you, and teach you to have faith in what that's why I use the animal messenger so much, because they're never off. They're always timely. Remember, I told you last week when I was going up to do the weekly reading up in Idlewild, and I was in that camper talking to that family with a woman who had cancer, and how the fly landed on my toe, and I stopped and talking, and I just started looking at my foot, and they kept saying, it's not going to bite you. And I said, no, there's a message. And I said, it's sticking with me. is staying with me. It's not even moving. It's staying on my foot. So I knew that there was a message that was very loud. So when I'm doing your readings, I have the radio on. I told you, I've got the windows open. I pay attention to what my cats are doing. I told you guys, like when I'm talking to you and when the cats do something, like I've been in the middle of a reading and there was a cat fight. I had to watch what happened. It had everything to do with what was going on with the reading. There's going to be an altercation between blah, blah, and this is your roommate, and watch about, it's all in there. So today I'm going to ask, and this is for everyone, okay? This is a general reading for everyone, and we're going to ask what we need to know for today through Friday. How do I do this? So we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days. So today's almost over. So Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. How do I do it? Okay, we'll do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Because I have the weekly reading on Sunday, unless I can do it in a different way. I could do, what would you prefer? Or I could do what's coming for the rest of, for the rest of the week, for the weekend, and then the beginning of next week. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so what we're gonna do it like that. So I'm gonna set this down here, and God, my shoulder's sore. So the deck that I'm gonna ask from, I wanna give you a little bit of depth, okay? I wanna give it a little bit more. So, okay. So they've given me the Magdalene Oracle deck. This is Tony Carmine Salerno. You told me, he's one of my faves. Okay? So this is from now until Friday. What do we need to know? Pay attention, because it comes in all different ways. From now until Friday. Wow. Okay. How do I hold my phone? Okay, so not like that. Okay, War and Peace. Now that's interesting to me, because the crosses represent religion. I'm going to read the card first. The crosses represent religion. This represents your higher self and following your heart, your intuition. So there's a clash between the two. Now, how appropriate is that? That's what's going on. So maybe you guys are going to now have this clash. I just gave you this information. You have to figure out what you feel about it, right? It's just, I was told to give it to you. I'm not here to talk you into believing anything or changing your views on anything. I'm not here to tell you don't go to church. I'm not here. I don't. My church is outside, but that's me. But there is a war. There's a clash. So what they're saying right now, that's just one aspect. Now, there could be this is one person that's thinking about, this is what it applies to. Another person could be thinking about a relationship, right? There's a clash between what your mind is telling you and what your heart is telling you, right? Your heart's pulling you this way, your mind's telling you this. And it's creating a war, okay? So it could be in a relationship, it could be at work, a decision that you're trying to make. It could be that you're trying to, whatever it is, you'll know what it is for you. And it's causing stress because you don't know which way to go. What if I go that way and I'm wrong, right? So what they're saying right now is they want you to trust your heart. You always trust your heart, but use your brain. Because look at me with that guy. You know, how gullible was I? Thinking, oh, I'm supposed to teach him something. No, he was there definitely to teach you something, little Miss Innocence. The guy's a sexual predator, Sherri. Okay, and Spirit let me go a couple days, right, before they threw out the message about sexual predator. And then I was like, oh, yuck. Is this what's going on? And I'm getting it, right? So they want you to use your heart, be guided by your heart, but use your head. Use your common sense. Trust what your heart's saying, but come on, be real here. The only way that you're going to find true peace in this whole situation, whatever it is by combining both. I follow my heart, but I use my head. A lot of times, we don't want to listen to what our head is saying because we're so stressed out. that our monkey mind takes over, right? We're completely out of control. We don't know what the hell we're doing because all our mind knows now, and this is reality. Our mind knows what happened yesterday. It doesn't know what's coming tomorrow. Our heart knows what's coming tomorrow because our heart is what's involved when we dream at night. Our subconscious mind is connected to our heart chakra, right? And we are given glimpses. Our mind only knows how to do basically like an answering machine. It can replay what has already been played. But we also have experience. That's why they're saying use your common sense, use your past experience, use all of your tools. This is one tool, right? Use all of your tools. When you do that, then you're going to be able, then you won't have anything standing in the way. You're going to be using all of your senses together. And only, now, after you've done that, after you have listened to what your head says, after what you have paid attention to your past experiences, okay, I've already been down this road. Do I need to go down this road again? Do I need to do this lesson again and again? How many times do I have to learn the same lesson, right? Then you're going to sit quietly in meditation, which could be a walking meditation. It could just be sitting in your chair with your eyes closed for a few minutes. It could be in the bathtub at night. Whatever it is, it's definitely without the radio on. It's definitely without talking to people. It's quiet. Just going to get quiet, and then you're going to just wait and listen to what your heart feels. What your heart feels is the direction that you're going to go after you have taken everything else into consideration. Because you need to be rational about your decisions, yes. But you have to apply logic. Where's the third eye? I swear I saw a third eye in here somewhere. And you got to follow your heart. But everything basically is necessary in order to have a harmonious conclusion. So that's where we are between now and Friday. Whatever's going to be going on. Basically, these are the tools they want you to focus on using, right? Using for whatever situation. Possibly every situation. Or maybe there's going to be a situation that's going to come up that you're going to be torn. Okay? So that's the first message. That was between Wednesday and Friday. This is going to be between Friday and Sunday. How weird, we're going into the next week, but oh well, that's what we're doing. Maybe we'll, Friday and, no, you know what? Should we do that, or should we just do one for Saturday and one for Sunday? Because the weekends are pretty gnarly. There's a lot that goes on. There's a lot of downtime. Yeah, I just heard Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, that's interesting. Wow, okay. So this is gonna be for Saturday. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is funny. This is funny. Okay, so what they're giving me, serendipity. There are no coincidences. Have you guys ever seen the movie Serendipity? It's awesome. There is a video also that I posted on my page recently called Signs, right? And everyone in my life has made fun of me at least at one point by saying, oh, there must be a sign. Must be a sign, Sherry. Oh, it's a sign. And I never laugh because it is. Yeah, it is. Go ahead and think I'm a nut. See who's laughing when what I told you 3 weeks ago happens, okay? So what they're saying is pay attention over the coming, now this is for Saturday, so you can take it between now and Saturday, right? Pay attention over the little synchronicities that come, that you think are coincidences, because they're not coincidences. And these are going to be unexpected events, okay? So these are going to be, all of a sudden it's just going to happen. It's going to probably help you with something that you're working through. Like when I sat down, remember I told you when I sat down at lunch with my best friend Julie? My best friend in California. My other best friend is out in Wisconsin. So when we sat down to have lunch, before I went in there and told you I was paranoid, I was like, oh God, please don't let the secret be from her, right? But when she, and then I realized it was the other person that I spoke to, but then when she started to speak, it was there too. And I was like, wow, these are serendipitous events because they're all telling me a story, okay? So what they're saying is a life-changing event, it's gonna change your life in some way. It's either an idea or an inspiration or something that's going to shift. It's going to come when you don't expect it. You can't go looking for it. It's like when I say to people, if you want to have confirmation on something, choose an animal or choose something, whatever, a hat, a symbol, and then when spirit is supposed to show, they'll show you that spirit is confirmation, but don't go looking for it. Don't start scouring the internet, Facebook, looking for that symbol, because you'll find it. You need to allow it to come when spirit brings it to you. That's a confirmation. So don't go looking for this. Just allow it to happen. What's going to happen when this happens? Look at the fire coming up. Look at her. To me, she's in meditation, right? She's connecting to higher self. She's in meditation. These are flames of passion as far as I'm concerned right here. This is also protection. She's protected on her crown. I mean, I love this. This is also downloads. Downloads coming from spirit, which is inspiration, sudden inspiration. Like I told you during the eclipse, something went across my eye, right? Didn't have to be negative energy. Could have been getting a download. I do feel it was negative, trying to get in. But I woke up that night at 3:33 in the morning, and I was awake. Bing! Looked at my clock, 3:33, and I knew instantly, download. I'm getting a download. So something's going to be happening between now and then. You're going to be getting a download. You won't know when it happens. I now know that when I wake up at 3:33 in the morning, for no reason, I'm getting a download. But for the longest time, when I would go to Sedona, I didn't realize why I couldn't sleep. I thought, I come here to heal. I come here to heal. Why am I not sleeping? And I now realize I don't go to Sedona to heal. I go to Sedona to get downloads. I got to come back and rest because I don't sleep when I'm in Sedona. The energy's so intense. So you're going to get downloads. You could get it in your dream time, right? You could get it while you're sleeping. It could just be a thought that comes into your head. It could be a synchronicity, like they said. Because what they're saying is your sensitivity right now is heightened, and you're going to have, realize through whatever it is that comes to you, it's going to be very clear to you that you're being guided. It's like the dreams that I've been having for the last year. And I asked my girlfriend, how long have I been dreaming about this and talking to you about this? She goes, a year. An entire year of all these kind of things that I was watching, and they all culminated together today. Today, they all come, and then all the puzzle pieces went together, and their story was put in front of me. And what was amazing and what was so exciting, happy for me about it was, it wasn't about me. It wasn't about my twin. It was about somebody else. And I was dreaming all of this because I was being used so that I could be confirmation to show this person, yes, what you have been getting is accurate, and the action that you take now, you can trust. All that time, I was thinking, oh my God, my twin's doing this. This is what's happening. I was nervous, sick. I was upset. I was crying. I was hysterical. Had nothing to do with me. And it took an entire year of those dreams before Spirit all brought it together. And you know what was interesting is, even though I saw the things that I did, and I was shown all of these things, I kept hearing, I know him. I know him. I trust him. I trust him. And Spirit kept saying, he's innocent. He's innocent. I know him. And it didn't matter what anything else was shown to me. I just kept coming back. I would get mad. I would cry. I'd be upset. But I kept coming back to, and it didn't matter what anybody else in my life says, and I don't care what anybody else in my life says, because in my heart, I know. And now today, 1 year, Spirit let me go an entire year before allowing all the pieces of the puzzles to fit together so that I could be shown it was not him. So, sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes you're going to get these little weird things that are going to come to you, and when you get them and you don't understand them, put them on the shelf. I literally saw that happen in my dream the other night. I was asked a question, I gave an answer, and then it was put on the shelf. I didn't understand it, and that's what it means. You don't understand it, put it on the shelf. I say to people when I do a reading for you, if this doesn't resonate for you, if you don't understand it, don't throw it away. Put it on the shelf. When it needs to come back to you, it will come back to you. My friend Landon, I think he just popped on. Hi, Landon. He said, I've been under the weather. My head's been underwater, and he goes, and it didn't really make a lot of sense, but I try and get what I can out of the readings, and I'm sorry I didn't comment because I send them to him. And I said, I don't expect a comment. I don't want a comment. I don't need you to say anything to me. Spirit gives me certain people that I feel would appreciate them, and if you don't understand or if you don't think it applies to you, just keep it over here, because your mind is hearing it. And when that message comes out that applies to you, you will know it. And then your subconscious mind will pull it back, and it will be valuable for you, okay? So they're saying with this serendipity, whatever it is that's brought to you, you're going to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are guided. I have no doubt about that. But it was really awesome confirmation for me. It also confirmed my trust in someone, which I wanted to believe all along. And what's going to happen possibly, because this is fire. Sacral chakra is the seat of your sexual energy as well as creation, right? Your creative energy. So there may be an idea that comes in, an aha moment. You may have some kind of a, it's going to lead to some kind of a creative possibility for you. And there's connection. There's some kind of connection. I'm watching a look at this hummingbird. They finally learned how to use that feeder. That's another message that I have to, I gotta tilt this up so you can watch. I've been watching this. I put that feeder up a few weeks ago, and they kept coming to it and circling around it. And pecking at the bottom, pecking at the side, and I thought, and I kept going out and checking it, thinking, what was wrong with my feeder? Can they not reach it? What's wrong with my feeder? Because I told you, you know that I'm the hummingbird, right? God, I wasn't figuring out how I was supposed to use what I had. For 2 weeks, they have not been able to figure out how to use that, and you saw just now that that hummingbird, for the first time, knows how to use that feeder. There's nothing wrong with the feeder. So there's nothing wrong with the information that Spirit is sending out. It was the way I was interpreting. Remember I told you there was an oil slick over of my third eye. That's why it was so important that we were not to look at that solar eclipse. You can't afford 5 minutes of your higher self to be blocked out. You can't afford 5 minutes where you're not protected over your third eye, where any energy can come in, because that is what was happening to me. I was dreaming for so many different people. It got all confused. It was like a fun house. And I had to dismiss everyone. I mean, there's a lot of people. Some of them I've added them back, but I literally blocked and deleted people because their energy was coming in so strong and it was messing up my life. So we have to be really careful that way. So what they're saying too is through this, whatever this happens, they show connection of some sort. So whether this aha moment encourages you to work with somebody else, or you're brought together with new friendships, there's something about that. So you can see now why I'm only doing 3 cards, because my God, how long I take. Okay, so that's that message. This is for Sunday. Kirsten said that feels like a card for mankind. It is, but there must be something specific on those particular days, you know, that's going to come to mind. So between now and Friday, there's a war going on in your head about something, and Saturday there's going to be some kind of serendipitous thing that by Saturday something's going to pop up and you might get a really cool idea. And then Sunday, wow, this is interesting. I gotta tell you guys something. I always say that, like I don't tell you a million different things. My girlfriend that just moved to Iowa, she says, you're a prophet, you're a prophet. Because I told her about when the great wave comes, go to the mountain. And she's like, you're a prophet, you're foretelling. People need to get out of California. And I said, I'm not a prophet. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a prophet. And then what is a prophet? A prophet is somebody that prophesies something, right? But these aren't my messages. I'm just delivering the message. I'm just a channel. That's another thing that goes back to the whole door ringing virtue thing, and these people that so many people start to follow, right? They start looking up to them like they're gods. They start looking up to them like they're prophets and gods. We are not. We are not. If you want to say I'm prophesying because the dreams that I have are prophetic and they come true, okay, that type of a thing, but this is not my message. I never say that this is my message. And I never say that I am, that I would never go outside of God. I would never go outside. I do not believe that. I have broken off friendships with people because they are of the mindset that we are God. And I said, if you are God, then why did you not cure your mother of cancer? If you are God, why can you not do that? Because you are not God. We are pieces of God. We are representations of His qualities, but we are not God. We are His creation. So that just had to come up. Don't be looking to people who have a big, huge following and make themselves, you know, gods on earth. That's not cool. Okay, this looks like a tree to me as well. So the tree. So when I look at that, I look at the tree of life. Stars in the very center, the core. So this would be knowledge. This would be information. The tree. The tree is very tall. It's very strong. So the message is basically everything that you need to know is going to be revealed to you when you're at the right time, when you're supposed to get it. Like, think about that. Think about what I said. It took an entire year for all of that information before all the puzzle pieces fit together. And the whole time I was being advised, things are not as they appear. Things are not as they appear. He's innocent. Things are not as they appear. Over and over again. So Spirit is saying, you will get your knowledge from the tree of life. at the perfect moment for you. Be patient. Take the little nuggets that you get, these little serendipitous events, these little leaves of knowledge and whatever it is. And pay attention to them, yes. Maybe record them like I do. I have my dreams. I record everything in my cell phone. All my dreams are recorded so that I can literally go back. And I did. I literally, a spirit told me, came to me in a dream, and they said, go back. Go back. So I went back, and when I was getting so confused and I was so upset, they said, go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning. What were you told? What happened with you in the beginning? What happened then? Before all of these other people came in, what was the story? Go back to that. So go back to the beginning. So keep a record of things. Write them down in a journal, perhaps. Write down your thoughts. Anytime I get messages, I've got an album on my Facebook page called Signs. This album is all signs. It means something to me. A lot of them are numbers, so it's confirmation. But there's a lot of things, and then things that are too personal, I send to myself on Facebook. I have a whole list of things. When I get a message, I document everything. Because it's confirmation for me, it also gives me the ability to look back and see how I've learned, evolved, how things have changed and transpired. I've corrected myself. I've course corrected myself. Oh my God, I've looked at stuff and gone, oh, because I write down my thoughts too. And when I try and piece it together without, try putting a 1,500 piece jigsaw puzzle together with 50 pieces. It's not going to look like what it's supposed to look like. It's not. So everything comes at the perfect time. Everything will be revealed at the perfect moment. If you don't understand it, wait until Spirit... Good. She's keeping a journal. Wait until Spirit explains it. Like last night, my dream. It wasn't even last night. It was this morning. I had a few weird things. And I thought, all right. So I stuck them away. And I said, all right, I'm not even going to look. I'm not even going to try and figure this out. Because what I used to do was I thought it was about my life, right? So I would try and fit it in, and it was just destroying my life, destroying my peace and my sanity. So I thought, all right, I'm going to look at it. And then I'm going to, and I was frustrated because I couldn't remember certain things. Right? I couldn't pull certain things back. There was a huge dream that I couldn't pull things back, and it was super detailed. And I was really, and it used to drive me up a wall. And it was driving me up a wall, frankly. But when my friend... called me to tell me her story, all of a sudden it flooded back. It came back. I saw everything that I saw in the dream. And then the other thing I didn't get, I was like, okay, well, whatever that is. And I said to Spirit, and I said it out loud, I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not even going to go anywhere with this. I'm just going to record this down here, and then later today, when you want me to understand this, you're going to make this clear. And they did. So that's what we're supposed to do. So this is the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge is God gives us the tree of knowledge. Our angels give us our messages, our synchronistic events. Everything comes at the perfect time. They want you to connect with your inner goddess, because we do have that in us. No, I'm not God, but I do have goddess energy, right? I am connected to the gods and to God. I have goddess energy. Your goddess energy is your intuitive self. You're not just waiting for everybody to tell you stuff. You're supposed to tap into your inner knowledge. The more you study, the more you learn, the more you pay attention, you're gaining knowledge, you're gaining wisdom. I won't fall for that anymore because I've seen that. Now I understand what this means to me. Also, you learn differently than I learn, right? That's why I would never teach a class on how to read cards. You learn differently than me. I'm very visual. I'm a very visual person. I read people's eyes. I read their expressions. You can tell me anything you want, but I don't pay attention to that. I pay attention to what you do. I pay attention to how you act. I don't have to have a lot of words said to me. A lot is said in a look. A lot is said in my feeling that I get from somebody, right? Like the person said to me, do you get bad things from me? And I said, no, I get good energy. I get positive energy. But it isn't even so much reading that. It's like... somebody can tell you something, but you can tell straight up they're lying to you. If they're looking to the side or shifting around, or they won't look you in the eye, they're lying to you. Don't lie to my face. Really? Say that to my face. And then you feel the body language change, right? So, again, with this one, the first message was talking about pay attention to the serendipity and the synchronistic events, and there may be a sudden inspiration. This also is connected to that. So, as I said, Saturday and Sunday, that's funny, they're going together. And they always end up working together anyway, because there's some kind of a sudden inspiration that's going to come. And so there is something. There is going to be either an aha moment, or you're going to figure something out. Whatever it is, they're saying prepare for a pleasant surprise. It's going to be a surprise. That's why you can't look for it. And that's why I'm not going to tell you, and that's why Spirit's not going to tell me what it is. Because, and sometimes people will say to me, well, can't you just ask this? Can't you just get that? No one can read my twin. I will tell you that. No one can read my twin. First of all, he doesn't want to be read. He's very private. You're not allowed to read him. If he gives his permission, he will be read. So if there is information that I get, that somebody brings to me, it's because he has allowed that to come out. We all have the right to privacy. When people call in and they ask for a reading on this guy, well, what is he going to do? What is he going to say? I can give you the energy of what's going on, but everyone has rights to privacy, right? Everybody has, and that's why that whole thing doesn't really work for me. That's why I like doing what I'm doing with my private work and with my like readings one-on-one and with my teaching. Because I'm more interested in people coming to me that want to know about guidance from Spirit. This is about helping you help yourself. This isn't about me giving you the answers. This is about you doing your own work. And Spirit says this is how you'll be able to do your work. If you pay attention to the serendipitous events, if you pay attention to what your mind's saying, but also to what your heart's saying, and also to what your gut feeling is saying, also to what the animal totems come to you. If you listen to the things that I preach over and over, this is what I preach over and over, right? Pay attention to what Spirit brings you in nature. Pay attention to what you're naturally drawn to. What comes out of your mouth. I teach myself when I told you guys, when I listen to my my own readings, when I edit them, when I add. That's another thing, you guys. I put a lot of information on the reading itself, on the YouTube channel, and on the post. So many people don't read it. You are missing valuable information, because when Spirit brings me something that I'm not able to pull down, because I've got so many things coming at me when I do the live readings or the weekly readings, I will go back and do research and I will put that in there. That information is information. You need it. So if you don't read those, you are missing a vital part of something that you were supposed to know. So maybe when you said that didn't mean anything to me, well, maybe you didn't pay attention because you didn't read what was there. Spirit's trying to show you what you need to look at. And sometimes for you, the entire reading has nothing to do with you except for what was written in there about that animal totem. That was your message. Sometimes for me, I'll watch the whole thing or whatever, and I'll listen to the whole thing. And just like I said, when somebody comes to me with a message, right? And then I'm trying to pull it, and they're trying to give me, and then they think, okay, well, I'm a channel, I'm gifted. Yeah, you are a channel, you're gifted, so am I. But you know what? You were used to deliver that message. That was it. That was it. Now I go and I rely on my own higher self, and I look to see where else Spirit is going to bring me messages. I'm not going to beat that dead horse. I'm not going to, remember I told you Spirit said to me that well is dry. That well is dry. You will not get from that source what you think you're going to get. And it's funny because when I've gotten that card for people, I've been doing like that message, actually, that was a voice. That was like a sentence. That wasn't a card. When I've gotten that, and I'm doing a love relationship, whatever, they have believed that, oh, well, it's over for the guy. No, we've tapped that source. That source is tapped. What did I say, Doreen Virtue? She's hucking the cards, right? She's denouncing all these cards. She wants her name removed from all of it because she's tapped that source. That source of income for her is tapped. She can't get any more out of it. So now she's moving on to the religious community. So when you get a message from Spirit, take that message and don't beat it to death. Just take it there. It doesn't mean that every single one of these messages is going to apply to you. You will know what applies to you. Spirit will make it clear to you what applies to you. Like I said, it may just be one sentence that I say. That's why when I have the interactions with you, will it be a good surprise? Yes, it's a good surprise. Yes, it's a good surprise. It's a surprise of, somebody just asked. See, now, because, see now when we do the interacts and you ask me, and then I get additional, maybe that's all your message is. There's going to be a surprise coming for you. And so then what does that matter? Well, then why did I have to hear this whole meaning? You know, why did I have to hear this? All I got was that there was a surprise coming. Okay, anybody could have guessed that. If you want to go around and be doubting Thomas your entire life, you're going to be doubting Thomas your entire life. I am a doubting Thomas. I want things proven to me, right? That's why Spirit proves things to us over and over and over again. So, if I give you something and you get that, if I'm shown by Spirit, and I'm not saying if I give you, if Spirit through me gives you something and it's proven, and then that's proven, and then wow, that happened, oh yeah, that happened, what it's teaching you is this person is actually connected to Spirit. She's not charging $5 a card because she's trying to earn a living and she's trying to rape us for our money. It also is teaching you to trust the messages that you get from Spirit. It's not just me. Once you start to trust in the signs that you get, Spirit will bring more signs to you personally. They will get more and more obvious, and they will become more prolific than you will even imagine. I have told people, and I will tell you this again, and I'll say it to the day I die probably, I live my entire life paying attention to my animal messengers. I live my entire life. I make my decisions. I watch my cats because that's nature. That's nature. Our answers are in nature. They're outside. They come in other ways, yes. They come in dreams. They come through conversations. They come on the radio. But that's loud and loud and lucid. So if I can, even if the only thing that I've ever been able to do is to get doubting Thomases to start looking up their animal messenger totems, then Spirit will use that. See, if there's only one thing you trust, Spirit will use that, because God knows how you work. God knows how you think, right? I was told when I said, should I give that guy that message? I got no. When I asked for a card, I got no, right? But my higher self went, I heard something else, and I thought, no, those were his words. I need to give him that. Well, my father already knew I was going to do that. He knew I was going to do that. He knows me. He knows I'm a freaking detective. He knows that. So, but it was a lesson for me, wasn't it? It worked out, but it was kind of an embarrassing lesson, but it was a lesson. And as I said to you guys, I have no problem sharing my embarrassment with you guys. The fact that I literally continued a conversation with I don't know how old he is. He's probably a 60-year-old man. I have no idea. With a 27-year-old guy who's actually a sex addict, and I literally had conversations with him for 3 days, and it wasn't about, and it's because I thought I was going to help him. So that was a lesson. You know, and like I said, I can laugh at it. I laugh at it. You guys all know I'm not going to go out and have sex with a 27-year-old. That's not who I am. It's not what I do. And you know what? I can't tell you. I did tell a couple of people about this, and I showed this, because I got to tell you, he looked like my twin. That's why I spoke to him. I will tell you the God's honest truth. The only reason I even answered him was because he had my twin's face, and it blew my mind. You put 20 pounds on my twin, and it's him. Guaranteed. I sent it to my best friend. I sent it to one other person, and I said, look at this. And they're like, no, it's not him. And I go, yeah, but look at that. There's a message in this. There's a message in this. So that's how it got to me. And now, was that Spirit that was doing that? Was that darker energy that was doing that in order to see what? No, because you know what I was given 3 days before this happened? And you guys heard it. You guys heard it in the weekly reading. We're going to be given a test. You're going to be given a test. And I was thinking, you know, oh, I've got a friend that's taking a driver's test, and you're going to be given a test. And I talked about it, how our skills are going to be put to use. And you're going to see how well you do on this test. Well, there was my test. I had to use my intuitive skills. I had to pay attention to the messages that were coming, and I had to use it all. And that was my test. Was I going to fall for this? Or was I going to recognize, dude, this guy's a sexual predator? Check it out. You just saw this thing about the mother and the child and the 8-year-old, you know, and the dad, the sexual predator. He said he's a sex addict. Come on, Sherri, it's time to hang up. I don't want to associate with sex. And you know what? And if the guy has his issues, that's cool. You have your issues. I'm not judging him. Maybe he is a sex addict, and maybe he actually wanted help. But for me, I don't need a 27-year-old sex addict for a friend. I don't need that energy, thank you. I just don't. I am choosing spiritual people who are well on their path because I'm reaching higher, right? I want to reach higher. I don't want to slide backwards. So that's the end of that. You read all the stuff I write? Good. Oh, and well, how do I know that it's a good surprise? Because Spirit said it was a good surprise. They said you're going to have an aha moment. You're going to realize that you're being guided. You're going to have a sudden inspiration. So it's going to be good. Whether it's something that the idea is, wow, I am so not to go out with that guy. That's still good news, right? That's still good news because you're getting clarity. It's always good news. That's why when we get something that may seem like it's a negative, it's never a negative. That's why people say, and when I do readings, you know, I don't do fluffy readings. I don't give you readings. I don't like giving readings and telling people what they want to hear. That's why I scoured all these different decks that had all of these deep kind of messages. I was looking for meat. I was looking for information. I was looking for, you know, different things that I could pull into, use along with the gifts that I have, right? It was a complement to my own gifts. That's what I used in my cards. So I don't give fluffy readings. You may not get the message that you want. You may ask for a reading from me, and it may not have anything to do with what you want to know, because Spirit is telling you what you need to know. So the aha moment, the sudden inspiration, it could be that you get a great idea to make something work, a creation, something you're going to do, but it could be that you are literally seeing something now for the first time that you didn't see before, and holy shit, man, I almost went down that street. Would that not be the best news in the world, that you stopped doing that before anything happened? I consider that good news. So that's how I answer that question. All right, I'm just going to look really quick and see if anybody had any thing they had to say. Lily's not eating, by the way. I have a wisdom tooth that's abscessed back here. Lily started, I told you she would try to eat, and then she would go like this with her mouth, and I thought, what's wrong? And I had them check her teeth, right? Had them check her gum. She's fine. I'm not. It happened 2 days after she did that. My wisdom tooth started swelling up, and which taught me that I needed to get my medical stuff in order because it had expired, and I need to have that removed. So that's why Lily was doing those weird things with her mouth. So I'm telling you, everything that my animals do, I pay attention to. And for me to say, please check her teeth. She can't seem to eat the food. Why can't she eat the food? Is there something wrong? Does she have a cavity? Does she have a broken tooth? And they said, no, she didn't. So even though I spent all that money going to the vet, right? I did. I spent a lot of money, and then I went back. Remember, I almost didn't go, and you guys said go, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know what? I want them to check her mouth. Because if I hadn't had them check her mouth, I would now be freaking out thinking Lily's got swollen gums, Lily's got a broken tooth because I have a wisdom tooth that's killing my mouth. And it hurts really bad. So she was just my messenger. My poor little Peanut, you know, she is my spirit cat. Our animals are our guardian angels. My Liger and my Lily, they are my twin and I swear to God. And I have to pay very much attention to what's going on between them. And right now, Lily doesn't want anything to do with Liger. Lily's not impressed with Liger. She wants to be left alone right now. She wants either clarity, or it's either step up or leave me alone. That's what Lily, either be in my life or leave me alone completely 100%. And that's what I see being exhibited between my cats, and that is truly how I feel myself. I don't want you in my dreams. I don't want you in my life. If you are not going to be physically present in my life, leave me alone. Stay the hell out of my life. So that's put out publicly, and I don't mind saying that in front of you guys because, as I said, I use my animals. The boy cat is the male in my life, and it could represent my father, which it does at the same time. They're both the same person. If you do not want to be in my life in a positive fashion, I don't want you in my life. And because they have the same kind of characteristics. So pay attention to your animals. Pay attention. Don't you think it's hysterical that all this time I'm sitting here, I was so sad about my beautiful bird feeder, my hummingbird feeder, and why could those birds not figure out what's wrong with that hummingbird feeder? What's wrong with that hummingbird feeder? Is there something wrong with the way it's built? I mean, it's so beautiful. Is it just a useless thing? I mean, what's wrong with the feeder? Something wrong with the feeder, Sherry. The bird had a problem. The bird couldn't figure out how to do it. I'm the bird. There was nothing wrong with the food I was getting. I just wasn't hearing it accurately. I had oil over my third eye. Okay. Kirsten doesn't know what she wants to be when she grows up. Oh, that's funny. All right. You want a loving aha moment? Hold clove on your tooth to draw out the pain. You know what? It's not, I got to tell you something else. It is the wisdom tooth coming through. Isn't that funny that it's a wisdom tooth breaking through? But it's something else. Have you guys, and I'm going to do this, you want to talk about embarrassing. I'm getting older, right? See the lines on my face? Wait, I got wrinkles. See these lines under here? Okay, there are facial exercises that you can do to tighten up the muscles on your face, okay? My girlfriend did them 25 years ago, and we all laughed at her, and she ended up running from the room crying because we laughed at her. I wrote to her several years later, like 15 years later, and I said, I want you to know I do those facial exercises every day. And she's like, and you guys laughed at me. It was horrible. She cried and didn't speak to us the whole night. This is what we do. And what's so funny is I've been doing it for years. And I went to yoga the other day, and there was a new teacher, and it wasn't a yoga class. It was a Pilates class, and it was for older people. It was called Silver Slippers. Everyone was like 75, and I was in there, and they were all using chairs to do their yoga moves or whatever, and I was just doing the regular thing, and I thought, why am I in here? This is so funny. But I did it because I wanted to do my yoga class. She did the facial exercises. She did the facial exercises, and I was like, wow. So I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if you can tell. I'm 53 years old, okay? I don't have lines on my neck. I don't have lines on my neck. I don't have any work done. I don't have lines on my neck. I look at friends of mine that are way younger than me, and they've got major lines on their neck. I have a line here. See that one? Because when I'm in bed in the morning, I get up early in the morning, and I start working. As soon as I work, I don't leave my bed. Liger and I are, we're in bed doing, I'm underneath my sheet. I'm in the blanket fort, doing my work, probably from 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes at 3 in the morning, depending on when I get up. So I'm underneath my sheet because the fan's going, right? And I want to keep the fan off of my eyes. And I sit in bed like this. I sit in bed like that. So I have this stinking line here. So now I realize I should be sitting up in bed, but I've made myself a line. But this is what you do. Do this. Push your chin forward. Watch my neck muscles and watch my chest. It looks ridiculous, but see how it pulls all the muscles? Why do you think men don't have the wrinkles on their face that women do? It stretches. That's another one. So I'm driving along in the freeway. I do it all the time. I'm driving along the freeway, and I don't pay attention because I'm singing in the car. Oh, you're doing it with me? I'm singing always in the car, right? And I'm driving along the freeway, and I'm going, because I think to myself, oh man, I haven't done my neck exercises. Okay, but when you do that, my wisdom tooth is breaking through at this moment. But when I did that, you don't feel the muscles, you don't feel the soreness until the next day. The next day, when you go to do this, it will hurt like hell. It will hurt like hell. It hurts, believe me, but it works. I have no lines on my neck and my chest because I do it all the time. What happened was, and I wish I could figure out ones to do for this, because look at, from drinking from stinking straws, I got lines on my lips. I hate that. That sucks, man. Don't drink out of a straw, women. Or smoke a cigarette. The worst, because we get these stinking lines. This one here, women, I'm supposed to tell you guys this, because you know what? We're supposed to love our body. We're supposed to keep our body up as fit and as pleasing as possible, and we're supposed to do it naturally, okay? So I'm supposed to be telling you guys this. Okay, and I'm using my wrinkles to show you. See this line right here? Where is it? Okay, hold on. I gotta get the light right. I really hate it. That one right there? See that line right there? Do you know what that's caused from? Because I slept on my side. And when you sleep on your side, see? It makes a crease right there. Also, I used to have, I don't now because I only sleep on my back now. I used to have a line right here on my nose. Oh, I can't, oh, I don't have it now anyway, so it's not there. But I used to have a line here on my nose because when I would sleep like this, it did that. Now look at my lip. Look at my lip and look at my cheek. I'm getting a line here, I'm getting lines here. Because I was sleeping on, I used to sleep on my face. Then I used to sleep on my, and I always slept on my right side. Now what's interesting is, okay, hold on. I always slept on my left side. But I asked my twin, what side of the bed do you sleep on? And he said the right. And I said, oh, perfect. Because I sleep on the left, right? So that'll work out well. I laughed. So when he wasn't with me, I always stayed on the right side so that he could have, I always kept his side open because energetically, this is also another thing I'm supposed to teach you. If you're trying to manifest a relationship into your life, if you're not married, if you're not in a relationship, and your entire closet is filled and there's no room for anybody to put anything else in there, you are energetically saying, there's no room in my closet for you. Open up your closet. Make sure that there's room enough for a guy. Don't sleep in the middle of your bed. Sleep on one side of your bed and allow your partner to have the other space open. You are leaving a space open for somebody in your life. If you are sleeping in the center of your bed or all over your bed, there is no room for anybody else in that bed. Okay? It's all energetics. It's all intention. So when he said he slept on that side, I continued to sleep only on the other side, right? But I was sleeping on my side. And then I realized, oh my God, I got a freaking line. There it is. There you can see it. Now it's really big. See it? That's because I gave the side to him. So the other day, like about 3 weeks ago, I think maybe it's been longer, I said, dude, you're not in my life anyway. You know, if you want to be in my life, you need to freaking show up. And I'm not going to stay on the right side of the bed for you. So now I took back my left side of the bed. And I don't have any wrinkles on this side because now I'm sleeping on my back. Sleep on your back, ladies. You don't want to sleep on your side because you're going to get wrinkles on your face. Do the neck exercises. Do the mouth ones because it pulls these muscles here. Do this. Do this. Do all of that. Also, when you're sitting in your chair, go like this. Go like this. Go like this. Go like this. This was all in the silver. And now think about why I was in this class. Everybody in the class was like 75 years old, right? It was called, what did I say it was called? Silver slippers? Silver slippers. So she was doing the facial exercises, which I knew. And then she did those, which I do in yoga. But then she did something else. She took the fingers and she worked all of the knuckles, right? Work your knuckles. Go like this. Go like this. You want to keep your body in good repair. If you go to yoga, they're not doing all of those things. They're not working the fingers. They're not working your neck. They're not working your face. What else did she do? It was all for these aged ladies. And I thought, that's great that they're trying to, you know, keep their joints working and everything working. But why start doing the facial exercises when you're 75? Do them now before you get the wrinkles. Get your muscles working. Why do you think your husband looks 20 years younger than you? Because he's constantly going like this. Another thing, and I'm going to get it. Actually, I already have it. I have you know how when we get older, we get hair on our face, like fuzzy faces? Some people get like lots of, you know, we get, and often when we go through menopause, we'll get like chin hairs. I'm going to show you guys. I can't believe I'm doing this publicly. I'm supposed to, though. There's a product. I bought it because ooh, wow, it's dark in here. I had a hair in my chin. And I was sitting there, we were at dinner, me and my friends, and they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I said, I got a freaking hair on my chin. I mean, it was driving me nuts. I got hair on my chin. And she says, just pluck it out. But when you pluck out a hair chin, 3 more come back. Okay? And a lot of people have fuzzy faces. It just happens with age. It's just what happens, right? Men shave. You don't want to shave your face because if you shave your face, you get more fuzzy face. But, and also you gotta, I know I'm being such a weirdo. You know, I get my eyebrows waxed. I don't pluck my eyebrows. I'm not waxed, I'm sorry. I get them threaded by this East Indian woman. I have my eyebrows threaded instead of plucking them. And so I said, how does that work? And she was showing me, and she says, well, because when you do it this way, it pulls it from the root, right? It literally pulls it from the root. And it doesn't grow and get so heavy. I found this little device. It's at CVS. I'm literally going to demonstrate this. I don't think I have like, on this side there's a hair over here. It's not there now. Well, I can feel this one, and it's here, because it's going to come back. It's going to continue to come back. I'm going to show it to you. This is how this thing works. You roll it. It's a little wire thing, right? And you roll it. And you roll it up. And it literally, oh, it gets dark stuff on my face. It literally pulls the hair from your chin, okay? In a way that doesn't, so you're not shaving your face. When you pluck one out, you get 75 unders, because you don't really get it all out. Anyway, this thing is super cool. But watch also what I figured out the other day. I watched on a program, they were selling this product, right? And it's probably like, I don't know, God, you know, everything's expensive. And here's me doing things. This is my aha moment, you guys. So you don't have to go and spend all this money. Women spend a lot of money on Botox. They spend a lot of money on this new product. This product is, it's like men shave their face, and it's the same kind of an idea. And you go over your face, right, with this thing that's like shaving your face. But what it's doing is it's stimulating your skin, right? The way men do when they shave. So I take this thing and I go all the way over my, see, it's got black stuff on it. God, what's on here? But I go all the way around my whole, and you'll know if you get it. And basically, look at what I'm doing with my face. See how I'm holding my chin? I'm flexing my face. I'm not going to do it and make my face all dirty. There's something on here. So what I'm doing basically is I'm doing the same facial exercises that men do when they shave, right? That's why I don't have great giant wrinkles and you know, on my face. I don't have any Restylane. I don't have any Botox in me. There's nothing here. I mean, I've got wrinkles. Clearly, I'm 53 years old. I've got wrinkles. But why not take care of what we have, right? And why not do it inexpensively and do it ourselves? You know, Spirit, I thought about this because I said, remember I told you guys, look at my eyes. I'm totally showing myself as I am. Look at my big black circles and the baggy, see the baggy skin under my eyes? I have not slept. I told you guys, I have not had one night's sleep in almost 3 years. I have cried more in the last 2.5 years than I have in my entire lifetime. Guaranteed. I have been under such extreme stress. Remember I told you my twin said, you did that to yourself? Remember in the dream I said to him, look what I've done. Look what you've aged me. Look what you've done to me. And he said to me in my dream, you did that to yourself. And I thought, wow, no sympathy at all, but I did. I allowed things to get out of control and I went nuts on things that weren't even really accurately happening. I hope he's watching this because this is my apology. What was I going to say? Oh, so I said to you guys, after all this, I'm going to need Botox, right? And I don't have a problem with that. You know, I'm thinking if I could get Botox right here, kind of stop these major wrinkles. But I thought about that. You know where they give people Botox? Right here. Right here. See those lines right there? And they give them across their forehead. If I ever get Botox, it will never be here. That's my third eye. That's my third eye. Why would I paralyze my third eye? Don't tell me that there's not some kind of an energetic interference that will happen when you put Botox and paralyze rat poison and you put it right on your third eye. Wow, that was super loud. So ladies, if you're gonna get Botox, don't have it done in your third eye. Live with the little wrinkle there. Okay, that's it. You've now seen my completely wrinkled face. My line here, my lines here. But now you know exercises and they do work. Look at my neck. It's pretty cool neck. I mean, it's a pretty good neck for 53. Just that one little line there. That's it. I was literally looking at somebody today and she was like, God, I think she was like 27. Lines, 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 lines. And I'm just like, wow, I am going to freaking do these exercises until I can't move my face. Oh, so what I was saying was, because my wisdom tooth is coming in and I was doing those, it irritated the muscle. So that's why, because I started to get a sore throat, I started to get an ear, so it's all coming together, and so it's basically all things coming together, exacerbating one thing after another. Like with Lily, remember? Lily got hot, she got dehydrated, she got overheated, then she ate the poison, boom, 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 boom. All those things came together. I found out that I was, but by her eating the poison, I found out that I was poisoning myself when I realized that there was sweetener, the artificial sweetener that was put in my protein powder and was put in my collagen. Here I was taking collagen powder thinking it was good for me and it was filled with all of this shit. I was self-poisoning this whole time. So all of these things coming together caused my body to start breaking down. Dude, I'm putting poison in my body daily thinking I'm helping myself. I'm like Lily is eating aloe vera daily, poisoning herself, making herself throw up. I'm thinking, oh, I'm helping my skin, you know, the collagen. No, you're not. You're freaking eating rat poison. You're putting all of this artificial sweetener in there. It's better to have sugar than artificial sweetener. So many things that I've learned through my poor little princess. God. She deserves all kinds of love and healing. And so all of the energy that you guys have sent to her, and it was well worth it because she has given us so many messages, all of us, because I glean many messages from my cats and I pass them on and they're accurate. So she is worth taking care of and she does deserve the prayers and she does deserve, just because, you know, people say it's just a cat, there's people that are sick. Yeah, well that cat stopped me from dying. That cat, they said the muscular is dying. I needed to feed that cat and figure out how to take care of that cat because that cat was showing me how to take care of myself. So there was somebody dying and it was me. So I thank you. I thank you for loving her and sending her all of the prayers, because she's still being fussy. She's still being fussy, right? She definitely wants my attention. But see, she's also sending a message, isn't she? What was my message that I sent out to my twin? If you're not going to step up and be forward in my life, stay the hell out of my life. Stay the hell out of my dreams. If you don't want to be in my life, leave me alone, right? And Lily is saying, you spend time with me. She literally was starving herself to death because she wanted my attention so badly. And that was showing me how important it is that I deserve one-on-one attention. I deserve love and attention from somebody that I give my love to. Don't ever give out. There is a very out of balance relationship going if you're constantly giving out and you're not getting anything back. So all of those things come into play through my little cat, so she helped us all. I know, Kirsten, just a cat? Oh my God. I'm a total cat lady. Okay, you guys, this is probably the longest live thing that we've ever done. I hope it's been helpful for you guys. If anybody is still there listening, people are probably asleep. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for joining me. There's probably one person left after all this. Oh well, you know what? Whoever needed to see what they got it. All right, have a wonderful night. It's nighttime here. I haven't eaten anything all day. I'm going to go talk to my cat, see if I can get Lily to eat something, and do a couple more readings. I've just gotten a notification that I've got a couple more. Oh, you guys, I've got a $5 2-card special, and it's not just the 2 cards. I'd definitely give you a message, and it runs through Friday. If you want to take part, and you can take it, you can do as many as you want. You know, if you want one every day, that's what most people have been doing. They've been getting a couple of cards a day, 2 for Saturday, 2 for Sunday, 2 for whatever, you know, or they're paying ahead of time. Like, can I buy 3 ahead and 1 be this week, next week, and the 3rd week? So if you want to do that, thank you. Thank you. Have a great night. Oh, there's 7 there still? Oh, 7. 7, you guys. So we all get a blessing because 7 says you are on the right path and the outcome will exceed your expectations. The number 7 is a sign that divine magic is supporting you and opening doors of opportunity. And when Spirit says, when you notice the clock, when you have your attention, don't go looking for it, but when you just happen to glance down and see the clock and it says 10:10, that's a gateway. That means there's a door in front of you. Walk through it. Pay attention when you see that. Oh, also, 11:11. I've told you guys this before, but people have been asking me a lot lately. 11:11 means this is the optimal time for you to communicate with Spirit. It's either important for you to speak to Spirit, or that's why I always say, what are you hearing, seeing, thinking about, feeling right at this moment when you notice that it was 11:11? I always turn on, whatever, I pay attention to what's in my head, but I always turn on the radio. Always turn on the radio when I hear 11:11. And the first song that comes on, that's a message to me every single time, and it is accurate every single time. So if I'm not near a radio, or if that doesn't appeal to me at that moment, then I think to myself, maybe I'm supposed to be talking to Spirit right now, because this is the optimal time. And it doesn't mean that you can't talk to Spirit at any other time. What they're telling you is when you notice that it's 11:11, or somebody brings it to your attention, hey, it's 11:11. For you specifically in your life, there's either a message that you need to hear, see, or feel, or there's something that you need to talk to Spirit about. So that's why I say that. Why do I say it's 1:11? 1:11 says the universe is taking a snapshot of what you're thinking about. What you're thinking about right now, you're creating tomorrow. Do you like what you're creating? If you're not, uplift your thoughts. That's why I say make a wish, because then you're thinking positive things. All right, that's it. Please write the name of the product when you can. This thing, I don't know what it's called. I got it at CVS. It's where the tweezers are. It's where the tweezers are. I think they have it at, they would probably have it at what's that place called? Walgreens. And it was $25, or it might have been $30. But I gotta tell you, I use it every single day. And now, even if there's no hairs there, I just use it to stimulate my cheeks. Because I like my cheekbones high. I want them to stay up there. I don't want them falling down here. I don't have those things. What are those things called? Jowls. I don't want jowls. That's why I don't have jowls, because I do that. I don't want them, and I want these up here, not down here. What about the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4? If you see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, that means one step at a time. Or you get your ducks in a row. Think about it. Think about what's happening. What were you thinking about when you saw that? What was going on when you saw that? If you want to know what the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 mean, is that what you're saying? 1 is staying positive. Like I said, what you're thinking about is manifesting. 2, everything is fine as long as you continue to keep believing. It's important that you keep an optimistic, upbeat attitude, a hopeful attitude. You can ask Spirit to help you. That's 2. 3, Ascended Masters working with you. 4, angels, always angels. 3 is always Ascended Masters. 4 is always angels. 5 is always about changes. 5 is significant change. So, but to me, if I would see 1, 2, 3, 4, it means 1 step at a time. Stay in the present moment. A lot of little steps make your dreams come true. All these kind of things are what Spirit's telling me right now. You don't have to do everything at once. A little bit at a time. You don't have to conquer the world, right? You don't have to conquer the mountain. You don't have to figure everything out. Remember the couple, the little fairy gnome that was going to come give the girl the flower was worried that she would not accept it. And then she was thinking, they were thinking about who they needed to repair relationships with and who they needed to walk away from. And then she was going out of her safety place and was about to walk off the cliff and was going to take this leap of faith, right? And then it was the green man and his bride. All that stuff was happening. What the message was you know where you're going. You know you've made your decision. This is where you're supposed to be. You don't have to know what's in front of you. You don't have to know, because Spirit is saying you're safe. They're saying just take 1 step at a time, even if it's just a little step. Just start moving forward. You will be brought your answers. You will be given the guidance. We can't go too far in the future. The only way that we go into the future is when we dream with our dream boards, or when we are trying to manifest something, we visualize what we would like to see, this or something better. Other than that, we stay right now. Because if we don't, you'll do what I did. You'll get those dreams and you'll drive yourself insane thinking, oh my God, all this is happening, blah, blah, blah. No, the message is right now. If I get a message that said that well is run dry, you can't get any more out of that. Does that mean that the person that I love, there's nothing left there for me and it's over? No, we're talking about today, Sherry. That message that you got, the well is tapped. It's over. That's it. No more. Don't get hysterical and go way beyond. Just take the message right here. Yes, you're an overthinker. I'm a huge overthinker. Huge. Oh, that's what I needed to tell you. What started this whole thing was the song. I drive myself crazy thinking everything is about me. Remember? I can't help it, but I feel like the world's out to get me. I know I'm not the center of the universe, but you keep spinning around me just the same. I know it's not all about me. But this is a person who's overthinking. This is a person who is going too far ahead. This is a person who is feeling that they need to have everything fixed and be perfect. Don't do that. Don't do that. You drive yourself mental. It's okay. And it's also for people like me and like Kimberly and like Kirsten and my friends that have gifts. It's a very clear, loud message that it's not all about you. You will drive yourself crazy if you think that every message and every dream is about you. Remember, I said, I saw these things and I thought my twin was doing all of these things. Well, my twin saw me and thought, I'm sure he's had, because I've seen them, he's had visions too. And I think he thought that he saw me doing all those things, and it wasn't the case. So we will drive ourselves crazy thinking it's all about us. That's why Spirit kept saying, it's not all about you. You're getting all these dreams because you're supposed to help other people. You're gifted. Just stay in the present moment. If you don't understand it, Spirit will make it clear to you when they need to. Okay, that's it. I got to go. My mouth is actually really hurting. So have a great night. Thank you so much. This is a third final farewell. All right, talk to you guys later. Love you.